Hey there, I'm Emgris, I'm from Russia, and today I'm gonna tell you about one of the most famous locations in Moscow, and at least one of the highest locations in Moscow, and here it is, the famous Moscow city, or as we call it, Moscow City, the place for offices, the place for really expensive apartments, and the place for a lot of business related things. So here you can find a lot of foreigners, you can find a lot of really high-end businessmen, if I can put it like this, but like businessmen of really high level. Basically, Moscow City is really famous now. But what it used to be? It used to be actually thousands of years ago. It was a quarry, if I'm pronouncing the word correctly, like the mining, but not exactly. And basically, it was a place for working people as it is, but not the working as now. So they were really hard working. Okay, now they're still hard working here in Moscow City, because otherwise you can't maintain the style of life of living in Moscow City. So it was a quarry here, and the stones that were gathered from here, they actually built the Kremlin. And have you seen my video about the Kremlin? I will link it here. Please have a look, it's a really nice one. And also you can see, probably you can see that we have a river here, and that's the main of transport, especially when you're transporting stones and things like that. So the story of Moscow City started in 1991. I actually did my research on that, and by the time it was just an idea of making the World Trade Center, something like that, in Moscow, on this location, and making different skyscrapers, and making the whole new place like New York here, because Moscow by the time didn't have any skyscrapers, and not long before that the highest building was the bell tower of Ivan the Great in Kremlin. Again, watch the Kremlin video, it's kind of interesting. And in the beginning of 2000s, they actually started making this project come to life, and there was the idea that every skyscraper would be built by a different architect, and this will be a whole gallery of different architects, different cultures, and different ideas. And they will be built in a form of a spiral with a place in the middle of it, and I will insert the footage what will be there and what it is now. Do you see the whole mall around me? There wasn't supposed to be one on the plans of Moscow City, and right now it's the 5-storied mall, pretty big one, not the top 10 and not the top 15 of the biggest malls in Moscow, but still pretty big. But what was supposed to be here on this place? You can see above me, you can see the ceiling, the glass ceiling, and the towers. And imagine that the towers are basically around this Afimall city, this mall, and due to their original plans, there was supposed to be a park here, not a mall, just a park, a nice place for leisure and for some outdoor activities. But the 90s and beginning of the 2000s, that was the trend of those times, to build a mall anywhere and anywhere they could. So yes, we have a mall here, not a park, in the middle of Moscow City. So there was supposed to be the Russian Tower with the height of 632 meters. That was supposed to be the highest building in Europe. Yes, I did my research and I wrote this on a piece of paper. Yes, fire me. And also, the very important part is that one of the buildings was supposed to be made by the one and only Zaha Hadid. and that would be really great. Because I really love her artwork and her buildings, but unfortunately in 2016 she died, and the plans has changed. So even if she didn't die, probably there will be no building by Zaha Hadid. That's a pity. I would really love to see one of her watery, earthly, bluntly building one of those huge ones. So, but unfortunately, that is not happening. Even her bureau is not working on this project right now. We are going to the viewing deck of Moscow City, of one of the towers. So stay tuned. Два билета.
Смотровая находится выше по лестнице, сзади у вас находится кафе. В кафе одни есть тигры на гостинице.
Спасибо. The highest outdoor observing point in Europe, and the highest in Moscow, because the closest towers are smaller. I mean, the towers are bigger, but the observation deck that is close to here is lower. So here we are on the observation deck, and I will show you what's going on around. Let's have a look at the prices of renting an apartment in Moscow City. So in Federaция Tower, it's from 230,000 rubles. Okay, this one is 350 rubles. Really nice one. And you probably can see the beautiful view out of that. It's the 71st floor out of 95 floors. Cool. Also 340,000, the same. Okay, so in Federaция Tower, so yes, so the prices are like this. So it's here it's starting from 350,000 rubles. Okay, we have the one that's 1.5 million rubles a month. Okay, that's a huge apartment. Oh, whoa, all right. So yeah, again 350,000. So yes, that's the prices for renting. I got here a comment about that probably these prices don't mean anything to you without the comparison to the real prices. So the flat that I live in, if we will rent it, will cost about 50,000, and that is 36 square meters. And if you rent a flat somewhere not so close to the city center, it might cost you 35,000 rubles for even a bigger apartment. So you see that prices here for 350,000 rubles is like 6 times bigger than the price that the apartment that I live in costs. So yes,